Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, non-binary, anything in between, welcome to the illustrious return after the hiatus of the return of the CWF Backstage Pass podcast. I am your host, the one, the only, the history-making, the record-breaking CWF World Heavyweight Champion, the Glorious Omni, being accompanied by my illustrious co-host, my second in command. You know him, you love him. He is my boy, Azure Mage. Say what's up, man. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Azure Mage. How y'all doing? Look at this man. Look at this man. Already coming back from a hiatus just to show that I didn't hear no bell. It's mine.
They said it couldn't be done. They said it was impossible. But I am the one who makes the impossible possible. I touched the untouchable. I broke the unbreakable. Row, I fought the power. I fucking love Gurren Lagann, you guys. So, we are here for the Fanimania recap. I promise I'm not that egotistical. I am actually...
Shut the fuck up!
I am actually in fucking disbelief that I still have this. I thought for sure I was gonna lose it, so... Holy crap, I am still shook. So we have we're gonna be going over Fanimania Nights 1 and Night 2 today, and we've got a very special guest. One of my favorite people in CWF, and I know I'm very biased. I love everybody in CWF. However, Daniel, who was on a previous episode, this man right here, as well as Rico and a couple others, they were part of like the first initial group that like brought me into CWF and made CWF my goddamn home. It is my boy. He plays the one, the only spicy burrito in Senor Mustache. How is that? I've been practicing. Is it good?
You have been working on that accent. It's great, but there's a lot more emphasis on the graphics. You gotta be like, "Sí, yo soy Senor Mustache, and this is spicy burrito."
I don't have a very gravelly voice, my dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you after doing that a few times, it's just by the end of the night, it's gone.
Yeah, it just like it's the work that we put, the sacrifices made to make it just so good. It's so tasty.
There's only so much to go around before you turn back in like this.
Look, I'm trying to get there. I'm getting there a little bit better with my Shadow voice. Even though Shadow has never had a gravelly voice in any type of form of media, for some reason, this is the one I decided to go with. Maybe it's because I'm the least intimidating person that I know, and this is the only way I can try to make myself sound a little bit threatening. And even then, kind of sus.
You're about... You weigh the size of a bag of leaves, boy.
That's
so you might as well make your voice gritty as much.
I try, man. No, so it's funny. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but when I was talking with when I was first making the Shadow cosplay for San Diego Anime Con last year, I was actually making it because I wanted to cosplay to go see the movie, and I was talking with Daniel because we play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, and he's like, I got the full thing done. I sent a picture. He's like, the costume looks great, but it's just like epic costume and then your face, and I'm like, fair. So, all right. So I'm taking up all the spotlight, my dude. You are the guest on the show. Introduce yourself. Talk about yourself. Say hi.
Hi. I'm Jaime. My first character I did in CWF was Mr. Satan, so some of you remember me from the old days as, Man's Rock, the champ is here, kind of thing. My second character was as the Glorious Omni and Azure Mage has said, Senor Mustache and Spicy Burrito, a little kind of 2-in-1 action where I just play Senor, I just play Mr. Satan, but in Espanol, with a little bit of a Spanish accent. And then my most recent character, thanks to Hunter, and I'm trying
He's
to go
a
through all of
monster.
his characters.
He's a
He was
monster.
Castle. What's his name from Castlevania?
So he's
Trevor.
Yeah,
Trevor, Trevor Belmont, and he was also Terry Bogard and
best known as-
Jigglypuff.
yeah, best known as Jigglypuff.
Also, yeah, you may know him as Ian, but he helped me with this character, and the Glorious Omni was also there to help spitball ideas and film, and it encompassed a storyline of Senior Mustache and Spicy Burrito getting jumped during the Christmas season, and the outcome of the character, along with Alan Wake, is that this character got shifted around, and now instead of being, Spicy Burrito and Senior Mustache, I am Jamie Gomes, this inverted, evil reflection of basically a Karen.
He's a monster.
He's the president of your local HOA and the neighbor from hell, and you never want to meet this person in real life. I am a bad hombre. And that's a violation.
He's a bad Humber.
Humber. Because I mispronounce all of the ethnic words.
Dude, the funniest moment is when I was showing my wife. So, have I talked about my wife on here? My wife is Colombian. She's Latina, and well, I just love Latinas, so it fits. I showed her the video of you going jalapenos. And I know I showed you guys the picture, but the look of sheer disgust on her face is just, it was so funny. Because he's all like, he's like, guacamole has onions, it has cilantro, it has jalapenos, and it was just, it hurts to even think about.
Yeah, just me slowly losing the accent as I'm listing the ingredients, and it just gets like worse and worse. Well, you've listed 7 different ingredients. You're right. No more free salsa. And everybody there was like, "Brrr."
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, but Omni, was your wife's face as bad as Jaime's face when we watched the Great British Bake Off?
Oh.
It was. I'm gonna say Jaime's face was worse, but only because that picture was taken like 30 minutes in. And so it was compiling upon compiling, like
I'm just for the viewers at home, like I was genuinely mad. They were massacring all the dishes. I understand that it's a baking show, and they were trying their hand at making stuff that isn't quite baking, other than the conchas. But even then, I was like,
that's not how you make fucking conchas. I'll never.
That's not how you make conchas. You're massacring the concha and turning it into something else that can call nowhere home. Like, it's just, what are you doing? Genuinely mad. Genuinely fired up. I was like,
still has PTSD from that.
Hated every minute of it. Every minute of it.
So, all right. Well, we have a lot of stuff we're going to cover. So, Jaime, thank you very much for joining us. So, we're bringing you on. So, normally the plan is we bring on the winner of the show to go over the recap. But there's a problem. I won, and I'm already here, and we like bringing guests on. So, because you are the winner of Comic-Con Revolution, we're going to bring you on for this. Now, for those of you that are waiting, we are gonna do Comic-Con Revolution, and we are gonna do SakuraCon. These past like month has been crazy busy. We are gonna hit both of those. We're probably gonna do them in the same episode, and I think I mentioned this to Azure. If not, sorry if this is the first time you're finding out. But I'm gonna try to hit up the SakuraCon winner and see if they will join us to do the recap of both of those shows.
Yeah, sure.
So, and this way. And then, Jaime, at some point, if you want as well, too, you can actually have your episode and not just, like, the recap episode where we actually interview you, or we can interview one of your characters. So if you want to bring, say, Jamie Gomes onto the podcast to tell us how awful of people we are, I think that would be hilarious, personally. We've done...
I'll leave it up to you guys, You know, you have. I only have 3 characters, and one of them is technically dead. But if you want them to make an appearance from beyond the grave, they'll be there.
Oh, dude, Azure, we run a fucking seance to bring back the ghost of Senior Mustache.
like off camera, just come in.
No, we'll pull like a blue filter over you. All right, so
I thought you were 3 wishes. Wait. When did he become a genie? Oh, right. I'm on the wrong. I made it to the wrong seance.
Oh my god.
I bring you spice. I bring you flavor, and I bring
no, we fuck up. We accidentally bring back Senior Goatee rather than Senior Mustache. It's the same character. It's the same character, except instead of his wrestler being Spicy Burrito, it's a carne quesadilla.
Wait a minute. Jaime, we were supposed to also bring in like Spicy Burrito's actual nemesis, Dr. Torta.
Yes,
Dr. Torta.
Oh my god.
I still got to come up with more lore with that, because I know that in the back, and this is for everybody here. When I was talking to Glenn,
Darby the Gambler stole Eric's soul. He will not be joining us. And I am not going to make an agreement with Darby because I work at a casino and I know better.
That's true. It's the house always wins. Remember that.
Exactly.
Remember that. But one of the characters that was shopped around with Glenn, who some of you may know as Glitch the Digital Demon, aka Great Saiyaman, aka Oni Aries, and I think there's one other character I might be forgetting. But we wanted to do a side character that Spicy Burrito and Senior Mustache would be able to tag team with. And the character that we shopped around was in the same vein as Speedy Gonzalez and Slowpoke Rodriguez. And his character will be based on Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
the name we came up with was Sweet Churro.
I've heard this story. I have heard this story. Yes.
Yes, and he would be, he'd be accompanying me, and he'd be speaking very softly, very, very, very slowly. Yes, my name is Sweet Churro. We are here to take the championships.
Oh,
yes,
my God, so
and like that's as far as we got with it, because we really wanted to build up the character, and then the idea came out, to momentarily retire Spicy Burrito to do the Jamie Gums character. So it's shelved for now, but when the comeback tour eventually happens, keep your eyes out for Sweet Churro.
I remember now because he came in during the video after Larry won.
Yep.
Oh my god! All right, guys. So we got a lot of stuff we gotta go over. So we're gonna Jaime. We'll get to the rest when we have your episode. So, Fanimania, to quote our illustrious employer. At least I think she employs us. Miss Lashada Ducree.
Got paid?
I'm getting paid. How do you think
I'm still waiting for dental.
How do you think So,
Larry!
Larry! Fanimania Night 1 was a totally perfect, seamless show with absolutely no issues at all.
No issues at all.
Absolutely issues at all.
It's not like I was at the table when things happened and I'm like, oh, please give us some moment, please.
It's not like Jaime and I had a segment that was supposed to go for like 5 minutes that we stretched out to like 20 minutes or anything. No, it was all according to Keikaku.
All according to Keikaku.
But we will get we will get to that. So Fanimania opened up. So night 1 was I don't want to call it like our exhibition show, but it's kind of like it's our what would we call our night 1 shows? Because it's not our tournament show. It's more of like our segment show.
Yeah, so night one is typically relegated to more of a storyline for characters that either don't come out as often or characters that won't be in night two and are still want to see the light of day. Um, I to give even elaborate a little bit further for the characters that we do, it was an excuse to kind of bring the Dill faction back into the spotlight because we haven't done anything with them since the Las Vegas show,
Yeah.
and I think it was a good opportunity especially for the Fanime crowd to really get an opportunity to experience factions since this was a very heavy faction show,
It really
and
was.
know that there's more to it than just these characters. There's a bigger world outside of it, and it makes them hungry to know more. And I really like that we were able to do that. And our night ones typically tend to be the more story driven aspect of our show.
And this one was there was a bunch of some of the most unique stuff I've ever seen in CWF that went on during this one. So we opened up with one of the funniest premises for a match I think I've ever seen. The Arthur Battle Royale. It was King Arthur versus King Arthur versus King Arthur. Are there any more Arthurs we should know about, Azure?
Yes. We have coming in from PBS, Arthur Reed.
It was so good.
I remember, when we were planning night one, I'm like, oh, so I actually want to help out by hosting. I kind of don't, I really don't have any plans that I can think of off the top of my head. And then here comes Monty Python Arthur. Hey, we've been planning the Arthur match for a while. We should make it this show. And I'm like, you know what? And then that's when Arturia was like, oh, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm down with that if we do it as the first match. And then that's when Daniel comes in as a madman, and he's like, oh, hey, can I enter as Arthur from Arthur?
From PBS.
And then that's when the room exploded.
It was
It
so
literally
funny.
exploded.
Oh, actually, did you send me the picture on Facebook?
Oh, you want it on Facebook because
Yeah.
it's in the other channel. Okay, I got it.
Because if I grab it from the other channel, it's gonna fuck up the cameras.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, it's so to put it into context, I was hosting as Arthur from Fate Prototype / Fate Go. Arturia is Arturia, and it's the younger version of Arturia from Fate. Then we have Arthur from Monty Python. That was originally going to be the concept, but then it just turned. The wrench was thrown in when Arthur from PBS was thrown in. So yeah,
Like the funniest thing was, so it was framed as it was literally framed as, I'm gonna add a browser source in a second. OBS, be patient with me. It was framed. It was framed as Mr. Hiki accidentally booked 2 King Arthurs, and then, oh god, he booked 3 King Arthurs. Oh god, he only said he booked Arthur, and it was hilarious.
I thought I just want to say, as somebody watching it from the back, it was perfect.
I loved
Absolutely perfect. It was the most over segment.
It was so good.
It was so good. The audience was into it. The roster was into it. Everybody up there was into it. It was just perfection.
I have also sent some other pictures that we can show. I took pictures of pre-show and for both night 1 and night 2, so we can show you guys how many people were lined up to go and watch us, and then also our overall how the crowd looked during night 1 as well.
Oh my god, why aren't you showing the picture?
Ah!
You gotta log in! Jack in! Mega Man!
I was locked in. Jack in. Bro, what the frick?
We're, hey, our podcast is like totally scuff free. We swear.
I don't even believe in scuff. You know what? We're gonna do it this way then. God damn it! I'm gonna have to save these to my damn desktop. Oh, sweet Hylia.
But yeah, it like that match was just a lot of fun.
Dude, it was
like,
an absolute blast. Like it was so good.
The next match after that was.
Hold on, wait, just a second. I've almost got it. Yeah.
He wants to show the highlight.
That happens. This mad lad bust out a frame and did the Arthur Fist meme. It was the funniest fucking thing. The crowd lost their shit. It was perfect. It was perfect.
I want to say from a background standpoint, because I had Daniel working with me over at Stage 0, and I saw him in the corner with Trish the referee with paper and scissors, and then he just comes over. He's like, "Hey, Azure, look down." I'm like, "What?" And then he does it, and I lost my mind.
Dude, I was dying. It was so goddamn funny. Like that. Like I think this was the peak moment of night one. Was the Arthur meme? It was so good.
It was so good.
It was
Good.
Perfect.
Oh my god! Like it still resonates. It still
Dude.
resonates, man.
It never won't. It will never not resonate. That's how good it was. Like that's 100% how good it was. All right. You wanna take us into the next one, Azure?
Yeah. Just also another like just background stuff. Like so, originally, the winner of the match was supposed to like. The winner of the match got Excalibur to show that they're the true Arthur. So originally, what the plan was we were supposed to have video footage of Excalibur from Soul Eater showing up, saying that he found out that he has a new tag team partner, and it was supposed to be Arthur and Excalibur going into the tag team division.
I don't see any reason why that should not have happened. I wonder who fucked that up.
I wonder, my glorious co-host, who said they were all for it.
It was some asshole, probably.
So,
some jerk. No, I completely fucking forgot that we said that. I completely fucking spaced.
But it's okay. Like I saved it. I'm just happy that I brought Excalibur with me, like the actual sword Excalibur, and it was like you know what? You did prove that you are the true Arthur. Take it. Take it. You want to know what made it more even damning? There was an Excalibur in the goddamn audience who actually offered.
I know. He was great. I actually chatted with him before night too. He was awesome. Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking of tag teams, listen to that segue. Yeah. We had the team of, and this is actually one of my favorite tag teams. The team of Isaac and Miria versus Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Dr. Ivo Robotnik, otherwise known as the Love Muffins, the current tag team champions. This was a fun match. This is a fun match. I thought Isaac and Miria had it for sure, but
yeah, like honestly, like working the table for that like the night and like the decision making that came to it. Of course, like it's hard to choose, especially since the crowd reactions were practically the same for both of them.
It was so close.
But when the second round of getting the cheers came, it gave them that the Love Muffin got that slight eke
Gotcha.
to actually take it. But you know what? Isaac and Miria still won in our hearts because they adopted Love Muffin.
They did.
So they got something more important than the belt. They got a family.
I love Isaac and Mary.
Familia.
See.
I thoroughly enjoyed their segment, and my only critique that I had was that because they went through the adoption angle, I really wish they would have played up more of the like parental like guidance slash like wanting to do like the family puns and just all those like all that whimsical like feel good stuff, and we got very little of it. I wanted more of it, and and that's why I think the Love Muffin team, right, was able to swing that momentum back in their favor.
I think so, because you can't you can't fight against being a good parent. Like, and they did a really good job, but it wasn't. Like I said, they didn't turn hard enough. They laze. I don't want to say laze, but you know what I mean. English is hard. I can't word.
I do also want to say it's just Isaac and Miria is always just that heartwarming duo that is the palate cleanser that, that just helps the show get its momentum back, and also cleansing like what just happened in the last match. Like,
Their birthday promo at ALA's 10th anniversary was one of my favorite at CWF's 10th anniversary was one of my favorite promos CWF has ever done. Until we'll get to that. I might be biased for my new favorite, but no, their birthday promo is one of my favorite. I love Isaac and Miria. Like they make me want to watch Baccano. Like, I've never seen Baccano, but they make me want to watch Baccano.
And that was the reaction from a lot of my friends and acquaintances that were there. They were like, "Hey, are these characters OCs? They seem really cool." I'm like, "No, they're actually characters from an anime, Baccano. Like, check it out. It's like they're playing the characters so well that people think they came up with them." And I'm like, that's a huge compliment.
Dude, it's so
when people
good.
think those characters are your OCs, you're like, "Oh, thank you." But it's actually from an anime.
Oh man.
I think the bigger pop also is like, just going on a small tangent, just really small. Like, whenever Isaac and Miria go and do stuff over at SakuraCon, like the SakuraCon shows usually happen after the Cosplay Masquerade. And then, like, we see the cosplay judges / guests of honor, like, see us prepping, and they see Isaac and Miria, like, oh my god, you guys are cosplaying Baccano. Like, yo, we got it.
So, I messed up the order, you guys. The tag match was not after the Arthur Battle Royale. My bad. I'm using the slideshow as a reference, and that was the slide. Actually, it's actually Jaime's turn, because so it started off as the Arthur Battle Royale, and the next was a moment that I have been waiting for some time. Jaime messaged me like about a month and a half, a couple months before.
Yeah, about a month and a half.
And he's all like, "Dude, I want to bring back the Derby Games segment." The Derby Games was a game segment that we did in Anime Las Vegas. We decided to bring that's where I debuted Darby the Gambler, and we thought it'd be fun. It's Vegas. There'll be like games of skill, but Darby's a gambler and he's a cheater or something. It was a fun thing. But the problem is, the CWF was the audience for Anime Las Vegas. There was like maybe one person in the crowd that wasn't like part of our group, and we killed it during that. It was me, Jaime, and it was the guy who plays Super Mario and the guy who plays Yoshi. I don't know if they're gonna want their names thrown out or anything like that. In a tag team match, and honestly, that was some of the best fucking work we've ever done. I got hit with a chair. It was great. I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad I didn't get hit with a chair this time, but there's reasons that didn't happen. So Jaime hit me up and he's all like, "Dude, I want to do the Derby Games again." I'm like, "I'm fucking down. Let's go." I guess I'm calling in to work for 2 days instead of just one. And after the Arthur Battle Royale was the very first Derby game, and Well, Jaime, this one was all you, so take it away, my brother.
So to have a little bit more backstory on the concept of the Derby games, when we did these at the Las Vegas show, we had a three set of games. The first game was a dice game where we would try to cheat and basically fail to do so, and the opposing team, right, Mario and Yoshi, would get the one up on us because they would catch the cheat. Our second game was I believe was the strength test that I was going to win, right? Because it went dice, strength, and then the card game.
No, the card game was first.
So it was card, strength, and then dice.
Yeah, because
okay, so we finished with dice.
Yeah, because we won the card game. Because if I remember, you spilled the dice. If I remember correctly.
Yes. So sorry. So correct order was first the card game, and then the strength test. And the strength test was probably my magnum opus of how I built this. Just to give you guys, I made 2 sets of tile. Fake tile. It's made out of styrofoam, painted it, stacked it up. Basically, what Mr. Satan pulls out at the cell games to show his strength. Break 24 tiles. And I stacked them up high, and I made Mario's with magnets in the middle, so that when he touched it, we'd be like, nothing happened. And when we'd go to investigate, it would just pull apart seamlessly, cut down the middle. And it looked awesome. It was a practical effect. And then for mine, I actually attempted to break it, and I would fail to break the last one. So I'd hit it, and then I had tested it once before where even at full strength, because you have to hit so much styrofoam and it's spongy, the last one never breaks. Yeah. Because it just collapses.
It looked so good.
It was such a fun practical effect, but if you mess it up, it's broken. You can't put it back together. But it worked wonderfully. It was fun to see. People got excited for it, and then we finished off with the dice game, which was our most creative function. Right? We made several sets of dice, cheater dice. We had DILF boxes.
I have the dice. I'll be back. I'm gonna grab the dice real quick.
Show them the dice. Show them the dice. And we would rattle the boxes, right, with the dice. We'd attempt to do the cheat, and then we would go to flip over the boxes to, reveal them, I would mess up the cheat and spill the extra pair of cheater dice that we had put in our box. Mario would see it, confront Darby the gambler, and basically force him into a straight game of dice, and which we would lose because when we would take out the dice to make it fair, Yoshi would keep the cheater dice, which are higher value dice, in their box, and they would win. And the glorious Omni here has the dice.
So we have a Mario coated one, which kind of looked like if I remember correctly, this is actually the style of the Mario block from
Mario Party.
Yeah.
And then we had the Dr. Doom dice, and then we actually painted these. So the Mario dice only has 2, 3, and 4 on it because we wanted to, since this whole thing was staged, we wanted to set up in a way to where, the crowd wouldn't notice, but there's no way we could botch it by somebody rolling the wrong thing and stuff like that. And then the funny part, so this was the one of the Dr. Doom's dice that myself and Jaime's Mr. Satan used, and then the cheat came in with this cheater dice, which we just put 8s, 9s, and 10s on. And the way we got away with that was, the dice have been pre-approved by management and stuff like that as well. And so, we also had so Mario's tag team partner was Yoshi. We had a Yoshi dice as well too.
Colored one. Yeah.
I really like that one, but it's one of the Doom dice now. We had to paint over it.
And also, when I made the boxes, we had our DILF box, and then they had a theme box for them as well, a Mario and a Yoshi one, which I didn't find, so I think somebody has them, or they might have kept them. But
I'm surprised you still had the DILF box.
Yeah, the DILF boxes survived. I had them excellent. We don't have to remake them.
Nice.
Shake and bake, baby.
Let's go.
But to go on with this concept. Right. I brought it up again and was like, hey, as the glorious Omni have said, we did this whole segment, poured some blood, sweat, and tears into it to not that big of a crowd. And I'm like, hey, if we brought it back to a Fanime crowd, a full room, I think this would be a great segment. And as soon as he was like, dude, I'm all for it. I'm like, all right, let's come up with some new games. But we did want to recycle the dice game. And the dice game was first. And I'll briefly go over the other two, but I'll focus on the first one so that we can move on to the other segments. But the first segment would start off with the dice game. We would have an audience plant that would come up. In this case, it was Jen, and the Glorious Omni's wife, and I would play the rigged dice against her, and I would mess up the cheat by distracting her, right? Be like, hey, is that always, is that Tanjiro over there? And she'd turn around, and I would, I would swap the dice, but instead of putting it in my box, I'd accidentally put it in her box, right? But the crowd doesn't know that this is a high level dice. They think that I'm, screwing her over, and they're like, boo, he's doing it. What? I didn't see anything. Oh, it must have been nothing. I must be seeing things. There must be a smudge on the wall or something. All right, let's roll.
That's so
and
funny.
We'd shake up our box and then slam them and then reveal them, and reveal that I messed up the cheat. Her dice would beat my dice, and I'd be like, oh man, I messed that up, right?
I love that so much. I was laughing so hard. I messed up the cheat.
I messed up the cheat.
I'm so confident, I'm like talking smack to her, like I got this in the bag. The crowd thinks I got this cheat in the bag, and then the revelation is like, oh man, I messed it up, and on purpose, obviously. And this is going to incur the wrath of Darby the Gambler, and Darby. In this segment, the way we wanted to introduce it was that I'm coming off my high of becoming the Supernova champion, right? And I think that I'm entering into an open challenge, and instead, the Glorious Omni's Darby's video pops up, and it's basically, hey, you keep messing up, and this is going to be a trial run to see if you're still worthy of being in the DILFs. And the concept that we came up with was almost like a training montage of getting Mr. Satan to really do something evil, really train him up to be a villain. Because most of the time I'm just kind of this hokey, jokey, like I don't really know what I'm up to kind of character. I just kind of follow Doom and Loki and Darby because I'm the lackey. I lost in a strength challenge against him, so now I'm under his employment. I get treated like crap, but I'm also just happy to be part of the group, kind of thing.
He's Sami Zayn in the bloodline.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So it's very refreshing to now, like, all right, let's get this character to focus, and that's the concept we came up with for the Darby games. It's going to be teaching me how to properly cheat and get the DILF faction over in these games by messing up, and by Darby setting up that premise at the beginning with his video playing, talking about like, okay, we're going to do the games. You have to, you're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to prove your worth. And by messing up, this invokes Darby's wrath, and then he comes out and basically scolds me.
The twist was like, so when he made his entrance, the Darby video was actually a call live via satellite that he's calling in saying, no, sorry, Satan, that's not your challenge. And then after the match, after he messed up, I show up in person. I'm actually there, and he's freaking out like, oh my god, what's happening? Kind of sort of. It was a great moment, which led to me going, you failed, but I see potential within you. So later on in the night, Darby Game 2 showed out, and it was basically take notes, Mark Satan. But we'll get to that in a minute, 'cause that's a whole other fucking story.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing. But that was the first segment, and I think the first segment was great. The premise was great. Your video was great. The crowd reactions to it. Jen being such a great sport about it, because I know I was like yelling stuff, and she's like,
And
It,
What do I do? You're doing a great job.
you did it. You did it.
Yeah.
she's listening, so I'm sure she appreciates it. So I think the fact that she was so nervous on stage actually helped out as well too. Like helped sell it even better because it was real. It's like strong style. The best way to convince somebody that you're smacking the shit out of them is to actually smack the shit out of them. The best way to convince people that you're nervous on stage is to actually be nervous on stage. She's been method acting this whole time. It's perfect. Oh man. So we go from that to Haunter has a video. The artist formerly known as Puff, the man who murdered Spicy Burrito and Senor Mustache.
During Christmas.
How dare he?
There was so basically some stuff got combobulated, and Alan Wake, who made his debut at Anime Los or no not Anime Los Angeles at Los Angeles AnimeCon to a much bigger pop than I was expecting. He kind of got involved in this Haunter storyline. So Haunter's plan was he wanted to take Spicy Burrito from Lashida because Spicy Burrito is a treasure. He is one of the CWF's most beloved superstars, 100%. And Jigglypuff, who was scorned, now Haunter, wanted to take that away from Lashida Decree and decided he was going to corrupt him, take the burrito away, and find out what happens. But Alan Wake knows a thing or two about horror stories, so he kind of got involved, whether of his own volition or not, and manipulated it to where the artist formerly known as Senor Mustache did not join Haunter and his crew, but became twisted and corrupted into this horrible demon known as Jamie Gomes. Ugh. His name kind of sounds a little like yours, Jaime, Jamie. I wonder if there's any correlation to that.
Yep. I wonder why we did that.
Yeah. So he basically put out a video calling out Alan Wake, be like, "You fucked with my shit. You're gonna have to fucking pay." So we're still waiting to see if Mr. Wake responds. He may not have had time to record a video response before Fanime because of a myriad of reasons. But we'll see what happens.
Understandable.
We'll see what happens in the future.
Yep.
After that was Azure. You could take this segment because you were right there. It was a rarely seen appearance of Magumasa, the Belt Maker.
Yes. Magumasa, the legendary belt maker, came back to Fanimania with what we haven't seen in so long, the return of the Anything Goes 24/7 belt.
Oh, do we have a picture of that?
No, unfortunately we don't. But
no. I'm gonna try to find a picture while you're going over the segment. I know there's a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah, if anybody remembers what the 24/7 Anything Goes belt was, it is the belt that goes from person to person that can be challenged by anybody within the cast and can be held on to as long as you beat the challenges. Like, you can have it for like 1 second and then lose it the second afterwards, or you could be a complete dumbass and leave it at home and then have the ref go to your house and get it from your home.
Or you can be completely unconscious and win it and lose it in the same segment. All right, I have a picture. I'm gonna put a picture of it on screen. So the new belt is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it looks. Trish also sent me the belt. Thank you.
The new belt, like I got to get a sneak preview of it.
Arthur's back. Let's go.
Yeah, it was. It's the Arthur thing again.
There you go. So
I was with Maguma-sama, and There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is so pretty.
He had it in a briefcase. I was working the ALA booth with their team. I'm part of the press and industry tour group with them. So whenever I have an opportunity, I go help them out or tour with them. And I went to start my shift with him, and he's like, "Hey, don't tell anybody, but you want to see something cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. Let's see." And he like opens it up. It's got like little lights in it, just glowing. And I'm like,
Dude,
bruh. Like
it's
it was
so pretty.
it was so cool to see in person. Like the picture is cool, but you see it like it's got like an acrylic like paneling to it.
Plexiglass on
like
it.
plexiglass,
too.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's got like rivets. It's got the time motif that if nobody else remembers the old belt was like steampunky, clockwork,
Yeah.
timey-wimey, because we really want to invoke that the belt is time-based, right? Because you either hold it for a while or hold it for a little while, but regardless, it's always changing hands.
I might have to hit up Magama and be like, "Yo, bro, how about a redesign here, man?"
Made that one.
I love this one. I think this one's great, but holy shit, like that looks fucking incredible. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be holding this one for the next probably about 2 or 3 years. So we'll see if he can get his hands on it. We'll see. Can you beat the power of Latinas? Can you beat the power of Latinas? A spinning shadow belt?
We'll get into that in a bit, but like we are talking about the 24/7, the anything goes belt. So Magumasa unveils it. The Sting comes on and tries to go for it.
And the crowd of course they not having it. The crowd was like, "No fucking way."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh no!" And then Magumasa unleash the power that is hidden within the belt and stop time. So everybody stopped in place. And who does Magumasa deem worthy of having the belt? It wasn't the Sting. It was Mr. Hiki.
It was so great.
and then when time resumed, everybody was just shocked. They're like, "How'd you get the belt?"
Why do I have the belt? I don't want the belt.
And then like Lashada and I were like, "Oh, yes, that's right, Mr. Hiki. You have the 24/7 belt. Everybody in the locker room and the CWF universe is coming for you. You better be prepared." And then Mr. Hiki, being Mr. Hiki, shocked face. "Oh, I need to call out. Somebody, please get the belt from me." And then Trish meekly goes over and gets it from him.
Of course.
And then walks away.
Trisha the ref always saving the day. Trisha the ref always saving the day.
Yeah. So right now, CWF Universe, Trisha the ref is your current 24/7 anything goes belt holder. So happy hunting.
Oh man, it's so good. I actually just met Magamasa for the first time this year. He's super chill dude. So awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you want to get on his good side? You play him in a match of the Bouncer. Wait, the Bouncer.
The Bouncer. I've actually heard of that game.
The game's amazing.
I've never played it. I watched an old friend of mine do a let's play of it, so it looked entertaining. It looks like dumb fun. Just turn your brain off. Just accept what's happening in the world is happening in the world, and just roll with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah.
So the next segment was
it was Derby game number 2.
Yes.
So, okay. So I kind of want to pose this question to both of you. How did you guys feel about splitting the Derby game segments into 3?
I liked it. I call the Derby games really a good buffer in between each of the segments, because if we have cast members that are doing double or even triple duty, it gives them that time to go over and change into their next character for the next segment.
Okay.
So definitely it is something that I believe would be a good implement for the next time we have like our night one exhibition slash showcase
Gotcha.
for the next big show.
Maybe next time it could be the Mr. Satan games.
Yeah.
Since he's learned.
I do want to say that splitting it up into 3 segments was the right idea. As much as it would be fun to just run them back to back to back and just have it be that one entire segment run through, I think being able to have us be the palate cleanser in between each segment was a good idea. And it turned out it was also a blessing in disguise because we were able to run some, mild stalling / interference when, we had some hiccups with the tech.
So remember how we said that this was a totally normal show with no problems at all? That was a big fat lie. So about this time we had some pretty major technical issues with our laptop, and we had to run a quick huddle and shit like that. And I told I told G, I was like, dude. So one good thing that Jaime originally brought up is we designed this particular segment. We had 3 contingencies for this segment. 3 different fucking games we could probably do. We had 3 different contingencies, but the most thing, this was the most flexible segment because it was one kind of in the middle. It's like we can run this for 5 minutes, or we can run this for 10 minutes if need be, based on timing and shit like that. And we need to run this segment for 20 minutes, and holy crap, I don't know how we somehow made this shit work.
You want to know why we made it work? Because we're masters of improv, and that's how we do it. Because, just not gonna lie, I actually talked to some of our audience members after the show, the day after. Of course, I went around appreciate that you came over and watched us, but no, we do apologize about the technical difficulties. Oh no, you guys handled it like champs. We've seen panels where stuff like that happened, and the panel just completely stopped. But no, you guys are complete troopers. So
the only downfall is I created a monster.
You did.
I want to elaborate a little bit on that as well, if you would allow me.
Absolutely. So you go ahead, and then I'll go into the logistics of the game.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So, as the Glory Somebody has said, we had 3 contingencies for it, right? Something short, something long. It was very flexible. The original concept of the game was the water tension game, right? So it was very on the nose for Darby the Gambler because it is the same game that he played against the Stardust Crusaders, and the fast version of it would have involved my close professional friend Eric, who was our plant, coming up against Darby and basically losing after pouring some of the water in. It was going to be an immediate squash to show that Darby has to be taken seriously, and then we would play a very well done. And I'm mad we didn't play this.
You know what? I have that video. We'll play it. We'll
play it for the crowd. They must see this because I was
for the podcast.
Proud of you, man. Proud of you with this.
It's such a bad video in all the right ways. So, but anyway, please continue while I get this set up.
So Eric's soul would be ripped out. The video would play in conjunction with to show the crowd that he's getting his soul taken out, because while we all know that you have to be a stand user to see stands, that doesn't really translate well into live action. So having that little video segment to show what's happening to Eric was fun. It was just a fun thing to do. The second version of the game, if we couldn't get the video or the close up and the water tension game to work because of logistics, we would switch it to the basically like a coin game, right? In this case, Eric has a pendant that he always wears. It's like a circular one, and Darby would use that pendant as part of the game, trapping Eric's soul in his said pendant. And that one would also be a quick squash match. And the third version of it was hey, in case we need to extend it, it would be more of a back and forth, right? Either the water tension, we would do more of it to build up the intensity of the game, or it would be the same, coin game, like which hands it in, but it would be more turns, giving him more opportunities to try to win his soul back. We ultimately had to do the latter, and Eric had, he basically adapted to the Glorious Omni's directions. He was like, okay, here's how we're going to do it. I'm already going to have the pendant. I'm going to showcase it. You're going to be like, hey, that's mine. That's your, that's how you're going to get invited up. You're going to introduce yourself, and then we're going to play the game. And once we get the A-OK that the laptop is back up, we'll finish it off. The reason it went on longer is that the laptop took a little bit longer to get back online, and then when it did, it reverted to a version that didn't have all those video elements that we were hoping to have. So the game went on a little bit longer, and Eric's untimely demise at Darby's hands was it still played out the same, right? He took his soul, but Eric had to really sell it that he got destroyed on stage, and then Blackbeard and I had to roll him off the stage and get him back into the audience.
he did absolutely fantastic.
Omni, might want to fix the screen.
Oh yeah. We're looking at
desktop
icons.
My bad. Look, that's Lana from Hyrule Warriors.
Why am I Lana? I love Lana, but why am I Lana?
Everybody's Lana.
I was part of the mask.
Let's see. Yeah, so you're the face, I'm the shoulder, and Jaime, you are part of the Skull Kid hat.
Oh yeah.
Right, so here's the
Skull Kid hat.
All right, so we're gonna switch over real quick, and we're gonna delete this.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, nice transition.
I know, right? I love my transitions. Oh, it's on the wrong display. Hold on. Go to.
Damn it!
Right.
They see us! Jesus!
Hold on!
Are you ready? Alright. So if you take a look at my OBS, alright. So this is the video should be up. So the plan.
There he is!
Oh,
yeah.
There!
Where's Eric?
So the plan was what was supposed to happen is after he lost the Derby game, and I even did the whole Derby do you bet your soul sort of thing. And so the plan was I was gonna go come out my stand, or I was gonna make some comment like that, and then this video was gonna play on the Titantron. And then after that, I was gonna reach down and pick the pendant up off of it. Oh God, why is everything broke?
There we go.
It's just me.
It's nothing. You see, this is the Spicy Burrito podcast now.
What happened? Why? Hold on.
The Eric chance has started. All right, you got.
Oh no! Oh my God! I gotta redo everything. Fuck.
There's nothing the Zabuza sword can't fix. I'm just gonna hit it real quick.
Sweet baby Jeebus. All right. Oh, please have mercy on my soul.
It's the
right.
power of Eric. That's what they're saying in chat.
It's the power of Eric. Eric, he's back and he wants revenge.
He wants.
Oh, sweet baby Jeebus. Oh wait, I think I know. Wait, I think I know what happened. Ah! I fixed it with one click.
There we go.
All right, I figured out what happened. Woo! The best part is I can control it now.
He has the power.
I have the power.
Never mind.
This is what happens when you don't pay the tech people.
You're good.
All right, so that was how Derby Games 2 ended up going down, and that was supposed to be a quick 5-minute section and stuff like that. It was a really quick game of choose which hand it is, and then I did some of the worst sleight of hand ever where I switched it around and stuff, and it was funny. It was funny.
Why'd you get from the table?
I just love that you went above and beyond and had that other person in the audience check your pockets because they didn't believe you. And you're like, okay, check my pockets.
That was not planned, by the way. I did not know. I'm like, who said that? He's like, me. I was like, you said, why don't you come check? Because I'm like, like, how far can I stall this? Because I can't just bring the show to a standstill. It took me like 4 minutes before I even got the game started because I was yelling at Hiki for messing everything up, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, no,
But no, seeing your sleight of hand from the table, I'm just looking at him like, oh.
You know what the best part is? I didn't actually change it.
No,
I didn't actually. I just kind of went like this.
But the crowd ate it up. They were all.
It was so great.
What? Ref, check the hands.
Check the hands, ref. Did you see anything? I didn't think so.
I don't think so.
I had to pull Trish. I was like, I know I threw a lot of that stuff on you. That entire segment was scuffed as hell. I appreciate it. That would not have worked without you. Thank you so much. I love Trish.
Oh my god! What a trooper! And then like it went off, right? He's guessed wrong, and we were all like, look back, and it's like, all right, doesn't seem like we're up again. All right, you're gonna get another chance to do this again. Oh.
So that was fun.
That was great.
And then we got the laptop fixed, and the next came probably one of the most unique matches that I've seen. It was a musical match versus the Ballad Club, which consisted of Trisha the Ref, Donatella.
Nope.
No.
The Ballad Club.
The Ballad Club was
Parappa the Rapper.
Parappa the Rapper. Yeah, it was Parappa the Rapper. Blackbeard.
And Great Saiyaman.
That's right. And then it was Neko World Order. It was
Nero the Pussycats.
Nero the Pussycats. That's right. No, I'm still 50 Shades of fucked up, and it is hot in my room, and I'm committed to this shiny jacket, so I'm not taking it off. and the beanie, because ain't nobody wants to see my bald ass head. Hydrate break. Azure, this is all you, brother.
Hydrate.
Oh man, but
okay.
This was super. This was super entertaining. I loved this match. It was great.
Everybody did a really great job. Like it was essentially idols versus boy band, which, but I have to give a shout out to Glitch. I have to give a shout out to Glitch.
Shout out to our boy Glitch.
Being the guy in the boy band that is just there. He's doing his damnedest to dance and sing, but you know the headliners are to the right of him and taking out the entire show. But you still didn't. But me and Hiki were just laughing our asses off at the table.
It was so funny.
Like we almost fell out of our seats. It was so good.
Dude, it was great. Definitely one of the most unique things that like I thought our Derby games was unique. This Takes the Cake is the most unique fucking thing CWF has ever done. It was funny. We got shanties, we got rap. Motherfucking, I'll tell you when I popped. Motherfucker sang Fightin' Dreamers. I was like, let's go. He started singing. I'm like, wait, I know this song. And then I was like, oh, he's gonna do Fighting Dreamers. And he went, Fighting Dreamers. That I was like, yes.
Yeah, I think, but also like not only that pop, but when Blackbeard started singing Brooks' shanty, everybody,
man. I cried a little bit.
Everyone that was a One Piece fan, all of them collectively. Oh.
Yep.
Yo ho ho ho, yo ho ho ho. I love that song though. I really do love that song.
And also that match also gave one of the rare moments where you see Mr. Hiki become passionate because somebody's called Cruel Angel's Thesis mid, and We
forgot
saw
about
the
that.
fire in his eyes blaze. Who said that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh man.
Yeah, it was good, but no, like everybody, like Narrow and the Pussycats did really good. For those who didn't know, just the Needle Chris, yeah, that is actually what the costume is. That's her summer costume. It literally is just a beach blanket over her and just the eyes, and you just see her feet.
That's wonderful.
It's a silly costume, and then when it levels up, that's when you get the sexiness. Unfortunately, we're PG-13, so we can't get the full sexiness.
I mean,
But yeah, I mean,
there's always a way. Hentai-con, brother. Hentai-con.
Yeah.
yeah.
So after that was great, dude. Shout outs to Necro World Order. Shout outs to the Ballad Club. That was such an entertaining segment. The fucking dude, Blackbeard's sea shanties, man. Blackbeard's sea shanties. That just everybody did fucking incredible. I love that segment. I want to see more musical matches. I would love to do it. I would love to do a musical match with somebody. Probably.
I think
probably not.
we'll see those in the
though.
future.
Exactly. I want to. And after that came the third and final Derby game. And this was so. I like this one, even though I messed this one up. The story being told was, round 1, Mr. Satan fails the botch, or fails the cheat. Round 2, Darby shows Satan how to cheat. Round 3 is the test. Can Mr. Satan successfully cheat? And the answer is yes, as long as the guy running the scenes doesn't fuck up the card game. But nobody noticed. This is a basic game of high-low. And Haima, you did a fantastic job, freaking laying all this stuff out. It was just we got Soldier on stage. It was a card was on display. You got to guess if the next card was higher or lower and some of that. We cheated by using 2 aces of spades, and nobody seemed to catch that until I put out, and they were all like, "Boo this man!" You sold it really well. Like it was a ton of fun. And then you got to kick Soldier in the dick, which is fun.
Yeah, I was very surprised when you were like, all right, yeah, just go kick him in the balls. And I was like, what?
That's because
I am. I was like, okay. And then I looked at the crowd because now I'm like, all right, I got to play something. I'm like, all right, I'm about to Charlie Brown this, and I do a little run up, come up, and just kick him.
No, he no-sells it at first, if I remember correctly, which I thought was great.
It was the segment, right? The idea of it was the high and low game, and just so everybody knows, right? I am terrible at the high and low game because as the Glorious Omni was giving me the directions, like, all right, this is going to be the order. He was telling it to me and Soldier, and like, all right, this is how it's going to go. We had it right. We followed it. But I am really bad at remembering things that aren't, like, told to me repeatedly. And I'm a very, like, hands-on learner. So I would have to be doing the cards one after another to really get the memorization down. So we had our trusty audience plant, Jen, the Glorious Omni's wife, giving me directions. She was like, high, low, high, low, low again. And, it'd be easy just to see, look at her doing it and then pick the card. But we're still kind of running the whole, let's give extra time. Let's really ham it up. So I would also ask the audience, hey guys, what do you think? I'm going to go high or low? And by also doing that, I was also communicating with Jen and the audience to really, like, tell me up or down. And then I would try to, I would obviously follow the directions, but sometimes the crowd would say the opposite, and I would, just to piss them off, do the opposite and win, which is, they'd be like, oh, he's still cheating. And ultimately...
You leaned into that too, which was great.
Yeah, I was really leaning into it. And ultimately, what would be the cheat finally revealed is that there was 2 of the ace of spades, which a card deck shouldn't have. So I would win through those means. However, the original intended idea was that I would win, but Soldier would kind of win by default because he wouldn't have his soul taken. But because the order was mixed around and we couldn't really do it as intended, and Soldier will kind of just be dismissed as the loser. He kind of said like, "Hey, I don't just want to walk off. Like, you gotta send me off in a bang, right? Like, give my character something. Kick me in the nards." And it's like, okay, like, let's do it. So that's how we ended up ending that segment. And Omni, please elaborate more.
I gave them the order of the cards backward. So what the cheat was supposed to be was Soldier was supposed to land on a king, and obviously guess low because the only card above that is an ace. And he was supposed to guess low, and the second ace of spades was supposed to come out. Therefore, he guessed the wrong side, and he lost. But I fucked up the order, and everybody else. I just want to say everybody else played their part perfectly. I gave the order correctly. Jen distributed it correctly. Jaime and Soldier both responded correctly. I gave them the order backwards because I got the wires twisted in my brain. Because when I set it up in the when I originally came up with the order, I came up with the order in the proper way. So what happened was Jaime was on the king. Jaime said the next card's gonna be higher, and then the ace of spades came out, and we had nothing else prepped in the deck. And so I just kind of walked up and said, well done. And nobody really questioned why I was walking up saying, good job on succeeding the cheats. Everybody's like, wait. So nobody questioned it, which was good. But then I kind of was freaking out on stage. I was like, shit, we can't do the whole fucking thing now. And I was like, fuck, you lose. Fuck, Jaime, kick him in the dick. Which sucks because... Soldier had a great line to where it was, you can't take my soul already belongs to America, and he was just kind of like gonna storm off, not keeping his soul, and it was brilliant, and I feel really bad he lost that moment.
Yeah, and the running joke that we have with Soldier is that he's technically been winning by default. Mm-hmm. He won against technically Spicy Burrito by default because Spicy Burrito got attacked by Haunter, and he didn't make it to his match against Soldier. Soldier won by default. So we had this running gag of Soldier kind of beating my character and other characters by default, and this would have been a chance to do it to Mr. Satan. So yeah, we feel bad that we were able to keep that streak going.
If you watch this, Soldier, I'm sorry. But he was cool.
Sorry.
He was like, he's cool with it. He still went off like a boss, so it was all good.
Yeah. I want to chime in that for Soldier again, because just every time the card was revealed, me and Hiki were cracking up. Every time, did I win?
Yeah, did I win?
Did I win? that was like the highlight of one of the highlights of that entire segment. Every card reveal. Did I win?
Does that mean I won? That was so fucking
and I had to be like, as Mr. Zane correct, I'm like, no, we're still going. Reveal the next card. Did I win? Did I win? No.
All right. So after that, that was super funny. So that was Derby game number 3. Satan has completed his villain arc, so now he knows how to cheat properly, and he succeeded, which was awesome. And then, so as Jaime mentioned earlier, so Darby and Mr. Satan both are part of Doom's International Latverian Forces. I don't think we've ever actually said that name. We've just said DILFs the entire time.
Yes, DILFs! Yeah, the DILFs!
So we were out, and then Dr. Doom himself made his entrance, coming out to challenge Dr. Doofenshmirtz Dr. Doofenshmirtz was challenging Dr. Doom for the CWF Blackout Championship because at Anime Los Angeles, Dr. Doom kind of stole the belt using Latverian rules, and Doof wasn't having any of that. And so they had what I would call a very heated debate, and Dr. Doofenshmirtz ended up reigning supreme, legitimately claiming and taking back the Blackout Championship from from Dr. Doom, which led to another appearance of Magumasa, the belt maker.
Yes, he came back. He had another belt. Another custom built belt.
Yeah, this was interesting. So he came out and he presented, despite the fact that he lost, he presented Dr. Doom with his own belts, the Latverian Championship. And Dr. Doom basically said, I don't give a fuck about the Blackout Championship. I have the championship, and none of you guys can take it from me because it's the best belt and I'm the best. And he kind of took off with the Dilfs in tow.
Yep.
So.
And
that concluded night one.
That was actually a really nice looking belt too. Like looking
so
at it from the table.
It looked absolutely incredible. It looked absolutely phenomenal. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was like the Liberian belt. Again, the belt was Maguma-sama introduced it, but behind the scenes,
Yep.
it was actually created by Loki, right? The
Dude's fiance.
Doom's fiance is very, very talented at cosplay making and does the armors and has helped make different props for the show and for their appearances. And they wanted to do a Latverian belt for Doctor Doom, but to keep it in the lore, they wanted Maguma-sama to introduce it. And it's such a nice looking belt, very stylized to Doctor Doom. And as we said, right, gonna throw the hissy fit, I have my own belt, I don't need your belt, this is my belt, and walks away, still head held high that he came out on top.
Yeah, I know, it was fun. And that's that was the conclusion of night one. And it was awesome. I had a blast. Everybody put on freaking fantastic performances. It was a ton of fun. And Jaime, my brother, we got to do the Derby games justice. We got to do it justice.
Yes.
We got to do it justice. We brought it to a crowd that appreciated it for sure.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
It's gonna be. I want to say it's gonna be fun to bring it to future shows.
Yeah.
Maybe even Anime LA will definitely do different games.
Yeah.
And what could have been could still be used, right? We can still do
true.
water tension.
It's
still on the board.
We can always find a way. So that being said, let's jump right into day 2, because we have been going for about an hour 20 minutes. And we would like to cap this off at 2 hours, but I do not think that's going to happen.
No.
So,
one more thing I do want to chime in with for night one. I swear, when I'm trying to do a first for something, whenever it comes to any of the CWF shows, it always comes in with like either surprise triple threat match, or surprise, you have to find out a way to cover up the scuff, Mr. Host. And I'm like, I can do it. Let's go.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no scuff. This was a perfectly scuff-free show. I don't know. Look, Lashada Decree said it. I'm not going to argue with it.
Yeah,
right,
the judgment has been passed.
Yeah.
Night 2!
Night 2. So night 2 was our typical tournament show for the Cosplay Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, held by Shadow the freaking Hedgehog. And dude, we had a roster. So one thing I want to comment about this show is an A+ promo, an S promo was not good enough to make it to round 2. There was a few people that did incredible jobs that did not make it to round 2 because the round 2 promos were so freaking good. Like, you could not bring your best. You had to bring your best and then your best on top of that in order to move on. Everybody freaking brought it for Fanime Night 2, and I was loving it. This show, it was so good. I was so stoked with what everybody did.
Yes.
I have to concur. Like everybody brought their A game to night two. Everybody who had, scripted segments, who had, lore that they wanted to build on. Some who this was their first time being competitors. In this case, Cheeton.
Yeah.
Right? They previously dipped their toes into the CWF by being one of the Parappa Pup backup dancers. They did a phenomenal job.
This is actually Cheeton's second show. Her first show was it Fangia?
It was it Fangia?
Yeah. So she won. Yeah, she won Fangia, but this was her first like big show. Like, don't get me wrong, the Fangia show was awesome and a nice kind of like small crowd, but it was more of like a traditional tournament format. This was the first like standard CWF show she had been a part of. So
you know what, and that makes sense. So typically, and this is again more lore for all folks at home. Typically, we have the newest member or newest addition to the CWF go first.
Yep.
So if you see somebody go first, they're new.
Yep.
And that's what I was working with. So I was like, oh, they went first. I thought this was the first show. But hey, good to know. I gotta watch the Fangia show then to see how their segment changed from there to Fanime, because those are two different crowds.
It was definitely a definite big improvement from Fangia to a definite big improvement from Fangia to Fanime. I'm gonna be straight, bro. She's gonna be tough in the future. Like she's still kind of finding her ground right now, but she's picking up pretty fast. She's gonna be lethal, like fast. Watch out! I'm just gonna say, watch out, Anime Los Angeles.
Yeah,
like watch out.
They came in swinging, and I was for it. I was like, yeah, that's what I like to see.
Dude, it was great.
Because nothing gets the blood pumping, that competitive spirit to really fire up, than seeing the roster just really pour all their effort into their promos and really deliver. I love seeing that. I am so happy when people who, I'm sorry, I say people, but friends, right?
Yeah.
Our friends on the roster that have, they've been going all year to make this happen, right? They've been going through the entire circuit, or they've made a few appearances, or this is their one show that they can make, and they let it all out on that night. And I'm always so proud of them, so happy to see them, and it makes for good viewing, right? The crowd loved every second of it. Every once in a while, we did get the Eric chance.
Eric was the guy from night one who got his soul stolen, and we had to stall for time. So he was on stage for a while. He became the people's champion, and the crowd wouldn't drop it. I created a monster.
Yeah. So on night two, whenever there was a little lull, or they were making like, okay, and moving on to the second round kind of announcements, you'd get the Eric chance coming in, because people just really wanted Eric up there, and he was in the crowd, right? Because he wanted to see the show, but maybe someday Eric will be brave enough to jump on the stage and be a character, or just be Eric, because he can stand in for the crowd.
And, at Fanime he could probably get away with that now. So
definitely.
All right, night two. So we kind of covered Cheeton already. Next up we had Hollywood Persian.
I loves Hollywood Persian. I think their evolution from Comic-Con Revolution to there, like, I love them on the desk, but allowing them to really, and pun included, right, pull out their claws and really dig them in, and just all the puns went over well. People really loved it. We got the in the crowd, like that's what it's about, right? When you can bring a character that works on so many different levels and can engage the crowd on that level as well, you have a strong character that's gonna make it into the later rounds.
I think this is my favorite character that she's done as well too. So out of the three that I've seen, I think this is my favorite out of those three. I think she's got a lot more meat with this character than some of her other ones, and I'm really excited to see where this one goes.
I want to chime in because they always come in and ask to do like a quick rundown of how they're gonna present the character, and like one of the first things I said is like, oh, every time you enter with a new character, you always want to make sure that that character is different from your last, and of course they excelled and they did perfectly. But also, when the other thing when building Hollywood Persian is we wanted to build her as like, you know, the new age influencer, you know, the Instagram poster, the TikTok maker. And then that's when I'm like, why don't you just make Hollywood Persian like Tyler Breeze?
Oh,
Because I
that's
really
so
wanted
good.
I really wanted them, like, they still want to do it. They still want to go and do the entry where they come out of the shades with the selfie stick, just going down, and like I'll probably start it and I'll go, oh my god, it's Hollywood Persian, and then, you know, here they come to the stage, and it's still work in progress, but it's great progress, and I am just very happy that that everything is going very well for this character, for her, and it's a really good honor to know that that she's really growing, and it's just really nice.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the evolution of this character for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. I just had a tragedy. I couldn't find myself. Yeah, she's actually in chat right now. Don't gas her up too much, right? She might make a TikTok about it. It's going, oh my god, CWF thinks we're like the absolute best. Neko World Order, too sweet. Influencers are cringe. Oh man.
Oh man.
That was good. All right. Next is, okay. This is one of my. I want to see this character win a title. Next up we had Helltaker. This was Helltaker's best promo. And I didn't think he was gonna beat his ALA promo, but this promo was even better. This man gets better and better every time, and it's still the same basic premise. You just keep stacking on it. Bro, hell yes.
Hell yeah.
I agree. Helltaker has been probably the most consistent performer on the roster, and has been able to elevate his character every single time.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say, like, the catchphrase, right? The hell yeah, you know, let me see the horns, like all of that.
It's so
Golden. Golden. My only critique is he gives the crowd too much leeway, because the catchphrases and the horns are mostly a response thing, and it doesn't carry further than that. And I think he needs the crowd to carry the Helltaker forward so that he can be champ, because I easily see Helltaker taking the championship.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just like the crowd needs to understand that he's not there just to give them, you know, these fun little things to say. They need to use that to propel him forward.
Yeah.
And that's where I always see it fall short. They just kind of take what he says to them, and they say it once, they do it once, and it just doesn't become an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
His momentum starts strong, and the crowd doesn't keep it going for him, which again, not his fault.
No.
I think the crowd just needs to understand that the name of the game is loud cheers or loud boos, and keeping that energy going with every response or every lull that the character gives you.
Mm-hmm.
To be perfectly honest, I can make the direct comparison to you, Omni, because you also used to suffer that that same that same momentum gap where you have everything leading up to get to the finals, but then you
Yep.
get that small eek that makes it go away.
That was
It's
that,
either
that was my biggest problem with Hughes.
yeah, like I want to see again. I agree with everybody.
Yeah.
Helltaker is a very very solid entry and has been very solid in every show that he's been in. It's just when it comes to the main shows, he really needs that perfect edge to you know just take it home
Yeah.
to make it to the final.
I want to see it. I'm gonna lose my shit the day that happens. I know it's gonna happen at some point. Next up, no offense, Jaime, but my favorite heel pop of the night. My favorite heel pop of the night was Duolingo coming out.
Oh.
Saying he was gonna replace everybody with artificial intelligence. That got such a massive boo. That was so good.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
It was good. It was good. I don't know the guy who plays Duo very well. I enjoy his Duo. I think the fact that he made Duo a heel is hilarious. I think that's super funny.
Yeah.
And the fact that he leaned into the AI thing was fantastic. It's great. It's great.
And
Okay.
I was gonna say, and I'm glad he did that because he was a face character for the last like 2.5 years, and with the recent real world changes happening at Duolingo and just how the app got really unhinged, and now they replace people with AI, and it's this whole debacle. It's like I love that he's like, yeah, why not just lean into it and be this asshole who's like, just talking down to the crowd and like, I know you guys are ignoring me on your, when I sent you notifications. Like it's such a creative way to address what's really happening with the app and tying it into his character.
It was awesome. I loved it. He was one of the people. He brought out an S tier promo, but an S tier promo just wasn't enough because everybody's game was that good.
Absolutely.
Shout outs to Duo, the competitor, not the app.
Gotta make that distinction.
Okay. So this next entrant is my favorite promo of the night. Joker from Persona 5.
Ooh.
So
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
I'm pretty good friends with the guy who plays Joker. It was actually Reagan who was on previously.
Yes.
And I know he hyped up this man has been hyping up this promo since I won as Shadow at ALA. And he's been hyping it up ever since. He's like, you're not ready for what we're doing and stuff like that, okay? So I watched with high expectations. And I told him after the show, you did not meet those expectations. You took your drill. You pierced through the wall. You pierced through the ceiling of my expectations. And you shattered the heavens of any expectation I could have had. Because holy shit, this was peak. It was so good. So he comes out. First of all, I actually know. So last time I saw this Joker was at Anime Las Vegas. I hadn't played Persona 5 yet. I actually understood what he was talking about and stuff now. This man made videos of his other characters, Lupin and Jigen, as personas, which I thought that's really fucking neat. And then this absolute mad lad gets a hold of CWF's Sonic the Hedgehog, who is in Japan, not able to come back, buys them a costume, and has them record a video cutting a promo on me as Shadow. I saw them on you understand, I lost my shit. Like, I was looking at Jen, I was telling you, Jaime, I was like, oh my god, they contact, are you fucking, I was losing my mind. I didn't even know what their promo was. I was losing my mind so much. It was so good. I went back and I watched it, like I said, I met him with Reagan, I watched the video, it was freaking incredible. It was, Oh, it was so good. We'll get to round 2 later. But
it was magical. Like definitely the most work I've ever seen go into a promo / segment specifically about an opponent. Just like, damn, bravo. Like,
dude,
hats off, man. That shit rocked.
Dude, Reagan
It
has an absolute brilliant minds. Like, oh my god. So spoilers, he makes it to round 2. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Azure, do you have any thoughts? I know I kind of dominated that segment.
No. I mean, like, but for all intents and purposes, Night 2 is technically your show because it's your defending show. So I don't mind at all. But as far as how Joker's promo round 1 promo was, I just had. What more can I say that hasn't been said other than hats off? Just amazing.
Bro,
Yeah,
it was so good.
It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, like Glitch says in chat, it was like he arranged a firing squad.
Yeah.
So with that, we go from Joker to, well, Joker.
Joker.
Batman. Batman.
Batman.
Oh my god, I can't wait to have him on the podcast. It's gonna be such a fun episode. I love this Batman gimmick. It's the funniest fucking shit. You know, I talked enough during the last one. Ashley, you can run this one down, bro. I don't want to dominate the podcast. We've got a wonderful guest. You're a brilliant co-host. I'm Sir Rambles a lot.
No. Again, it's fine. But no, yeah, I do love the Batman Justice coming in, and then Batman coming in, and just like the angle that Batman and Robin do with this is I love it, and I definitely 100% want to see more of it happen. And like I just love it's the family friendly version of a chaotic entry. I want to see it at a hentai matsuri. Honestly, I really do.
I would.
But we'll get to that later. We will get to that later.
I would like to say, as somebody who's very good friends with both performers, right, Joker and Harley, I knew the gimmick coming in. I knew they were going to have the spare other Batman as their third wheel, and the concept of it has been evolving for a while. They really wanted to include this Batman since last year's Fanime, because if people don't know or don't remember from last year's Fanime, there was a Batman in the crowd that got up on stage, and that was not part of the show, folks. That was a rando. And typically, we don't allow people to interact with our performers on stage like that. So it's a big no-no. And this person, because
of their own
Joker
volition?
comes. Of their own volition. That Batman stood up and came up to the stage. Not the one that was in this show, but this was just a rando who just happened to be dressed up as Batman. It was all happenstance. And because both these performers, right, the Joker and Harley, aka Doom and Loki, most of their performances are a little bit chaotic, and they like to do things kind of off the cuff. So we all thought it was part of the performance, and it wasn't. So we definitely made it a rule that from here on out, anything that's a surprise is not really a surprise. We all should be in on it. Mm-hmm. And this time they planned for their own Batman to fill in that role, because while they did like that happened, it was a happy accident that it didn't go any further and that there wasn't any sort of altercation that could have happened, because we don't know how people in the audience are going to react, or we want to keep a very safe environment for our performers. Don't hurt us. We're real people.
We are
so
we are not trained professionals. You see this right here? This is just the suit, man. I got no muscle, yo.
Yeah. Even though some of us have taken chair shots, and I will tell you that these are very real chairs with no padding, and we don't have padding, and it hurts. We are as safe as possible while still delivering that impact that you all love to see. But the name of the game is staying safe as always, because we do this for fun, and we don't want to incapacitate each other to the point where we can't, do our jobs. We got our bills to pay and all that jazz. But in this instance, their performance with the Batman was great. This is their second appearance. Their first appearance was actually at the Stage Zero preamble for the Doom Doof match. They came up as Matt Murdock, as his Daredevil persona, but he was also playing the role of a lawyer. So he's blind lawyer having to read a contract, which is a fun bit. It's a super fun bit. But he was really, really fun and engaging during their performance. They had a lot of, as some of you who've seen the show, the Joker Harley duo are a very sexually charged duo. So a lot of their performance is sexual puns, innuendos, misnaming the boy wonder to, he's a bird. That's right. Swallow. It's very much like that type of humor. So their characters are very much about being very chaotic, being very sexually charged characters, and in this instance, roping in this Batman into a threesome. So it was really fun to see, and I really wish that they would have been able to go to the second round to explore that realm and maybe include their other dark, brooding champion into this foursome now. But it was fun. It was really fun. Really enjoyed their performance.
Are we not going to talk about the Mr. Hiki reveal?
Oh, the Mr. Hiki picture.
The Mr. Hiki profile picture.
So right. So one of the other things he does is he's got the whole utility belt, Batman, and one of the things that they revealed was basically a poster of Hiki. This is the most repelling thing that I have, and it's basically a very unflattering picture of Hiki just like at the desk, like, and Hiki, or G in this instance, did not know that they had that or where they sourced that picture. They very suddenly had asked around the roster, like, hey, does anybody have some old pictures of G as Hiki? And Trish did. She had that one unflattering picture. He's like, and that's the one they used. They blew it up, and it was huge. He was genuinely surprised and shocked. He's like, how do you have that? Why do you have that? How did you get that?
It was so shocking that it made Batman pass out.
Yeah. Showed it to Batman, and Batman's like, ugh. And it's like, wow. I do all these other things, but that's the thing that takes you out.
Oh man!
Oh, it was amazing.
Great.
It was amazing.
I love it when they perform. They're super good. All right.
Yeah.
Oh. Next up, making his Fanimania debut, the world's biggest bastard, American Goku. American Goku did his American Goku thing. It was wonderful. He's such a glorious bastard. What I loved about this one is Fanimania didn't know what was coming. Like in the SoCal cons, we all kind of know about America because we see the Goku. They don't get tricked by that anymore. The Fanimania crowd fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Oh yeah.
Because it was the first.
Yep.
The first time.
It was great. It was great.
And American Goku's been around. Like he's been in so many shows. He's been champion of different different belts. It's such a fun thing to do because the American Goku character that Daniel brings is basically so you love to hate him, right? Because he just subverts that expectation that you're getting the Goku, right? You're getting the fun Goku, the Goku that everybody likes to quote and call a bad dad, but instead you get this American abomination. Like, and fun fact, I know we joke about it, but I think there's some truth to this. Because American Goku at each one of his appearances does bring a copy of his beloved movie, Dragon Ball Evolution. Daniel, sorry, Goku. I'm sorry if Daniel doesn't want his name to be out there, but it's there.
We already had him for the show.
We already had him.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, so Daniel was on the podcast earlier, so he's cool.
He's good. Okay, so Daniel always destroys the copy that he brings with him, and sometimes he brings multiple copies, and they get all destroyed. This was no exception. And he has single-handedly driven up the price of the Blu-ray DVD of Dragon Ball Evolution. He used to be able to find this thing for under $1, and I think now it's almost $5 a copy, and it's getting more expensive every time he has to buy a new one.
We talked about this on the episode.
We did.
Yeah, it's crazy. Invest in Dragon Ball Evolution, folks.
We're gonna take
It's
Dragon Ball
only going
Evolution
up.
to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon.
But I love the character, and his crowd work is impeccable. Like the fact that American Goku is. It works on so many different levels. It really gets the crowd to hate him. He loves to engage. He loves to heckle back, and then he ends usually his monologue with saying like, "Hey, you know what? Without me, you wouldn't enjoy Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods, Dragon Ball, Return of Frieza, right? Like, Dragon Ball Super, like, Dragon Ball Broly. Like, you wouldn't get all this new Dragon Ball Z stuff without the failure of Dragon Ball Evolution." And I love that he
welcome.
You're welcome. It's the caveat of like, to quote Falcon from the Captain America Winter Soldier show. He's out of line, but he's not wrong. He's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Without the failure of Dragon Ball Evolution, Toriyama wouldn't be motivated to come back, write new material, make all these movies, and rest in peace, because it sucks that we lost him at such a young age. But like, damn, man, like, he's right. He's right at a meta level. He's right.
I think my favorite bit that he does is like, have you seen Dragon Ball Super? Super Saiyan God, red. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, blue. Ultra Instinct, white. Red, white, blue.
White,
American
blue.
Goku.
American
It's
Goku.
such a fun. Like, when he first did that, I was like, that son of a bitch, he's onto something.
Yeah.
So
He's out of line, but
he's right.
But he's not wrong.
So, all right, moving on, because we still have a lot of people to get through. So this was more of a story segment than it was an entry, but it was still really good. The wedding of Oni Aries. So the whole bit here was Oni Aries. So I don't know a lot of Oni Aries lore, so if one of you guys knows it better, feel free to take over.
So I don't know the lore. I only know the shows that I've been in with him. The best one that knows the lore is Daniel, because he's had the most feuds with him.
Yeah. So my knowledge, and Oni Aries is actually in the chat right now, so please correct me if I get something wrong. But so Oni Aries is a villain. He's got like he's got like demonic fire powers from a fox spirit, like a fire spirit and stuff like that. And he needed to get more power, and he's been like an off and on rival with a bunch of the faces. One of the main ones is the Great Saiyan Man. And he's had kind of like a back and forth kind of thing with Great Saiyan Man for a while. So he wanted to increase his power to try to get the CWF Heavyweight Championship. So he decided he was going to marry his patron, the spirit that gives him power, in order to fully embrace that power. So it kind of like to put the parallel to Naruto, instead of just borrowing Kurama's power, to be able to use 100% of Kurama's power and stuff like that. And that went completely awry because Great Saiyaman had stolen the ring, therefore nullifying the wedding. Mr. Glitch, how did I do? And we will wait just a second.
And this part I do know, right? Like the basis of his character is that he's Oni Aries. He is the big brother, right? He's the typical big brother in the anime scape, right? So all the little sisters can't resist him, right? He's the Oni-chan, right? But he's Oni Aries. So that's the concept behind the character. But he's done so many different things with him that he's not just typecast to that part. He's a spectrum of evil.
Yeah. That's kind of what kind of like your go-to evil guy. You need something like you want evil, do call. That was kind of what I thought.
Yeah, Oni Aries is that guy. Right. And what I love is that it brought up in the chat that when he was gonna he's proposing, he's trying to marry her, people started yelling,
you have choices.
You have choices. Right? You have choices. Good. You have choices. Like, don't settle for that guy. Why save him?
Right.
And
that was good.
And if you didn't catch last year's show, that cinematic fight between Moomin Rider, Oni Aries, like Oni Aries got a Captain America lifting Mjolnir moment, right? It was amazing to watch, and having him just destroy Oni Aries, and then finding out that, like, not only did he survive, he's now, marrying the spirit that actually saved him from his fate. Like, it's
okay.
It's super fun, entertaining. Again, 10 out of 10 storytelling. The evolution of the character just never stops, and I love that he's always been a constant in CWF, and every once in a while, right, he gets to build this long overarching story. He did reply. I don't know if
alright, so he says at this point it's complex, but I'll simplify. During the battle against Moomin Rider last year, he's trying to stop Oni Aries from collecting all the Dragon Balls again. He used fire powers he got from a vengeful spirit, like from the Grudge. In order to make it permanent, he decided to marry the spirit. Okay, I was close.
There we go.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah, you're close.
Okay.
You were very close, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Now, Glitch, sign up for the podcast. We'll bring you on, and we'll do a deep dive into the Oni Aries lore. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Yeah, we want the good we want the story from the writer.
Yes, that's gonna be great. Fucking cut it, print it. We're gonna add you to the list. Just sign up and let us know.
Yep.
All right. So I think that's just about our halfway point, maybe a little past halfway point. Next up was, oh my god, this one. I thought they were gonna win. Next up, we had Carl Weezer with one of the best Titantrons I think I've ever seen.
Oh my god, that Titantron! Wow,
it was wonderful. I lost my shit. I was like, "Say It Ain't So" by Weezer's playing with just a standard album. Oh, this is neat. Then it switched to 4 different. Oh my god, it was.
It was so simple, but so effective. Oh my god.
Here's the only thing I gotta add. I was dying when I saw it. I was dying during his whole performance, and he did justice to the Carl Weezer voice, because he was just like, yeah, Jamie's mom. Like,
it was
spot on.
Yeah,
he really engaged the crowd to prompt him to bring out the big giant waifu pillow of Jimmy's mom. And proceed to make out with it on the stage. I was like, yes! Dude, this is what the degenerates want.
Is what they all want.
I think if he would have kept, because I told him after his promo, you're making it to the finals. But like, I think if he would have kept the pillow hidden until, because I think he would have made it to the finals no matter what. I think if he would have kept the pillow hidden towards the finals and then pulled that out as like a last minute nuke, I think he would have. I think he would have taken it away. I think people would have lost their shit. I think because I think he did everything else just about perfect. I think the one problem he had was he blew his load too early by bringing the pillow out right off the bat.
Yeah. I think he, for lack of a better term, I think he blew his load too early.
Exactly. The character work was great. The promos were great. Even the clapbacks were great. Like, the clapbacks were fantastic too. But I think if he would have saved the pillow towards the ends, he wouldn't have been able to. He would not have. He would have won 100%. Yeah. It was so good. I actually saw him at the con beforehand. I tried to say what's up, but he ended up taking off with him. Like everybody was freaking. I was like, oh my god, it's Carl Weezer.
Next year, get a Jimmy's mom
cosplayer.
cosplayer.
Oh my god.
I mean, hey, anything can happen. So.
Anything can happen. Oh my god, dude. Did you have something you wanted to say? Harvey? Did you have something you wanted to say?
Well, in regards to more for Carl,
Yeah.
I wanted to also say that I know he made it to round 2. I think the dynamic of Carl Weezer, like going all the way and becoming champion, I think it was. I honestly thought that he had it at many moments because he did keep the momentum going, and while I don't agree with the sentiment that he blew his load too early, I think it was necessary to introduce the waifu pillow because ultimately he is personifying that version of Carl, which would fit right in with that version of the average con attendee, right? The dude with the dude with the waifu pillow, we've all met them. We all know one. It's like, yeah. Okay.
Fair point.
Okay, that makes from that perspective. See, this is why this podcast is great. We have different perspectives here. You'll love to hear it.
Yeah, we ain't biased.
No, absolutely not at all. I'm biased towards me, but I have every right to be.
Champ's gonna champ.
Next up we had the Bay Area Anya, who did way better than I thought they were gonna do. This is another example of a solid promo. Just everybody else did really good, and I liked the direction that they took, to where it was, I'm here, I'm representing the Bay Area, and Shadow, because I mean he's like, it's Anya, a little freaking girl, but like, I'm still here, and I'm not afraid of you, Shadow, even though, like, I thought they did really well. I thought they did a lot better than I thought they were going to.
Yeah. So, the growth is noticeable.
Absolutely. Am I dumb? Is Green Day from the Bay Area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that, like, I listen to songs. I don't necessarily research artists, so cause I thought that was a little weird. But I'm like, if they're from the Bay Area, that makes sense. Okay, then it wasn't weird.
And I do want to say that they had a little bit more to their. They were supposed to bring up props and really play up the musical side of the Bay Area Anya and, like, the connection to Green Day, but for whatever reason they weren't able to bring their prop in, and ultimately that's why their promo was just a little bit more talky and less less about their character and their motivation. And I think and again, I think they did a wonderful job. I think that they were kind of the dark horse in this, where, like, sometimes the crowd really leans into the Anya aspect of it, and sometimes they fizzle out. In this case, I think they started off strong, and then near the end they kind of just fizzled away because they were hoping to have that musical element to their performance, and it just wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. So, which it's unfortunate. Like I said, This was a perfectly normal show with no scuff at all. Oh man. But no, they did good. Definitely looking forward to seeing them perform more. Hopefully, knock on wood, I can go to Fanimania next year. But with work, we'll see how that goes. Okay, I know y'all popped for this entrance. Bill Ding doing the Bill Goldberg entrance was amazing.
That new intro.
It's so
that
good.
caught me by surprise.
Dude, when he had the sparks on the screen, I died. It was so funny. I like Bill Ding.
So Bill Ding is my favorite character because, spoiler alert, they were previously Billy Mays, and I really love Billy Mays.
I didn't know. Wait, that's the same. I didn't know they were Billy Mays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I love the shit out of Billy Mays. It's the closest Billy Mays adjacent character that they've done in a bit, and I'm like, yes. And if they're watching the show or catch a recording of the show, I just want to say, your intro was great. I love your build-up. I love the fake pyrotechnics. I love just the anticipation, the references to the Goldberg, Stone Cold kind of thing. All of that.
So
Beautiful. Do more of that. And here's the thing. Not every crowd gets it. I felt like the Fanime crowd, they didn't get it. And I want you to know it's appreciated for those that got it and understood what you were going for and doing, because that shit was wild. Keep doing that shit. We need more of that shit so people understand those references.
What?
Damn, was it good?
What?
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 I love Bill. I actually met him with him at WrestleMania. That was pretty hype.
No.
Oh man.
I mean, I can't really add more to Bill Ding. I mean, honestly, like, if he's gonna keep up with it, I mean, like, just power to it. Just like, we want to see him stick. We want to see him get out of the pools, and we want to see him rise above. What? Go beyond. What?
Oh man.
You know what I mean.
So after Bill Ding, we had Blackbeard coming back up again, singing us more shanties. So I met him in person for the first time. He's such a pleasure. The guy who plays Blackbeard, he's such a pleasure. Coming up, singing some songs, have a good old time. He had a shanty on the screen for the entire crowd to sing. It was a parody of the Wellerman. It was great. Genius.
He has an entire arsenal of shanties, and he keeps building to that arsenal. He's never gonna run out.
Also, I would consider that getting the entire crowd to sing along with a shanty in a way is cheating. Which fits because Blackbeard.
I mean, anything goes, right?
Look, I have to say, the name of the game is crowd participation. And if your promo is a sea shanty that everybody's chanting with you, that shit counts.
No, that is so cheating, and you know it, you son of a bitch. Just like when you play Mr. Satan, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm just gonna turn into Spicy Burrito with the same accent. You can't change characters.
That only happens because I forget. and I'm there and I'm like, oh right, I don't have an accident, Mr. Satan. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right. The trailer's here. And so I'm like, see, wait, no, wrong character.
Oh man,
it happens. I'm only human.
It happens.
You're not human. You're a fucking burrito.
I'm just a dude playing another dude who's an inanimate object.
Oh god, it's too good.
No, the Blackbeard shanty was great. I want more shanties. All of the shanties. Give me Blackbeard, if you watch this, give me a Barrett's Privateers parody. Oh, because that would absolutely send me. Oh, man. All right, where the hell am I? What do we have after Blackbeard?
The Stig.
Oh, the Stig. The Stig. The Stig is a really interesting character because they don't talk. Night 1, they hated the Stig. Night 2, they did not.
I want to say, and this is the caveat of the character of the Stig. He is most powerful with a crowd that wants to suspend their belief in reality, right? The suspension of belief here, because the Stig only works with a crowd that works with him in tangent. So a lot of his movements are pantomiming, right?
Yeah.
Like, breaking of legs, the run up to kick, the you dead. There's a lot of things there that involve a lot of pantomiming, a lot of body language, a lot of, hey, the crowd has to kind of fill in the gaps. And that's actually one of the strengths of his characters, right? Like, it could also be a curse. There have been crowds that haven't been as receptive to the character, especially if they're not really understanding what the purpose of the character is. If you've seen Top Gear, you know what the character does and why they're popular and etc. But he doesn't really play the character in that vein. He's just more, this is a character that's like a clean slate, and the audience can inject themselves and, make up the threat level. Is he going to be jokey? Is he going to be, super over? Is he going to be strong? Like, the man literally almost stole the ALA show single-handedly because he was just that good, because that crowd was just eating it up. They wanted this thing to win because it was just such a ridiculous concept. And Fanime on night 2, that crowd got that. They understood that this guy is as much as a threat as we make him. And honestly, he kind of filled that role of the audience POV, because that's kind of how they were treating Eric. They were doing the Eric chants and wanting Eric up there because he was them. But with the Stig, they kind of understood, like, oh, they do well because we are filling in the gaps. And then they started pushing him more and more and more and more, right? Really reacting to just, that's the beauty of that character. But if the crowd doesn't know that, none of that happens.
I would just like to interject that at ALA, the Stig was handing out ribbons to the audience members, which is bribing, which I believe should be cheating and against the rules.
Oh my god. And also, ALA is a show that, or also a con. Scratch it. ALA as a con is a ribbon con, and if you don't know what that means, is that it's a convention that heavily encourages ribbon giving, and a lot of people will purchase in bulk a bunch of ribbons and give them out, either for answering trivia or complimenting on cosplay or just being really cool, or they do all sorts of things to distribute their ribbons, and people really like that. They attach them to their badges and end up with a giant column of ribbons at the end of a 4-day con. And the Stig, right, while being at ALA, was handing out his ribbons so that people can put them on their badges. So I don't find it bribery. It's just in the spirit of the con.
Absolute bribery. He almost robbed that show for me. All jokes aside to the guy who plays the Stig, I'm just being a shithead.
I do want to chime in for the Stig. For when the Stig was on doing the Stage Zero segments, I like how my coworkers was like, oh, wait, how is he gonna compete? He's not talking. He doesn't say anything. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. He can make the crowd go.
Yep.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Trust the process. Trust the process.
As they say, as the kids say, let him cook.
Yeah.
All right. So following the Stig. Oh, Azure, I'm gonna let you take this one. because
Do you really want me to?
this next segment is filled with chaos.
Chaos! Oh boy. Jack. So, I want to give some backstory about Jack. So, Jack Garland is the main character from Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy. So, the thing about his main focus is he has to kill Chaos. You know, Chaos is the main bad guy of Final Fantasy 1. Now, for a game that the story is complete stupidity, and I really hate what it is, but the gameplay is so good. But Jack himself, me and Daniel went back and forth just going with this, and it's like, oh, why is he so stupid? But it's so funny. So that's what I just started thinking to myself, like, oh, I wonder what happens if I actually make him an entry in CWF. And lo and behold, we have Shadow winning the belt at ALA, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think it's time for him to come out. So I also love how, like, everybody after my promo was like, oh, thanks, Azure. Now I want to go to Denny's because, like, honestly, like I do love how I actually put in some killer tea into him because I got the kill.
I thought I caught that. I thought I caught that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted more people to start yelling out chaos. Which, don't worry, if I bring him back to more shows, I will. The evolution of that will come. But for now, just know that he's there to kill chaos in any form. Killing chaos in the form of AI taking over. Killing chaos in the form of a man building a building with his bare hands. Taking care of the ultimate being that can control chaos. And then finally, taking care of the single being that has brought chaos into the entirety of the show.
We'll get to that in round 2.
So yeah,
Spoilers.
that's Jack.
Next up, we had Parappa the Rapper. I love Parappa. I think it's dude. He's really good. The man can rap good. He's so goddamn entertaining.
I just gotta say, the fact that he can come up with those raps on the spot. I know he practices and has some of it already prepared in his head. Most of it is off the cuff, and he doesn't know who's making it around 2, or really, if he'll make it around 3. So a lot of the stuff that he's got in his back pocket is just like it flies out, and he is really good. And knowing a little bit of his background, right, that he is musically inclined, it's amazing to see him take this character that realistically has not been in the spotlight for almost 25, maybe even 30 years.
Something
like
that.
Parappa has not had a game in forever. So
Nope.
It's really cool for him to be like, I'll be this character that can rap, because I wanted to do a rapping character, and it works, and it's an easy costume.
Oh yeah,
He's he's actually who I won the belt off of at ALA, and I thought we were going for round 2. It was so close. Give me one second. Give me 1 second before we go to the next one. I need to turn my camera off for just a second.
Oh.
I need. Nope.
Up.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Now we're good.
Okay.
The whiff wanted to leave the room really quick, and she doesn't want to be on camera.
Ah, okay.
She was.
The camera should have been turned off.
It wasn't. That's what we were trying to tell you.
Oh, I'm a fucking. Oh, I pressed. No, I thought I hit it. Did that not hide it? Am I stupid?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hiding it now.
You're hiding it now.
Yeah. No. Okay. No. She was still gonna be seen on the Discord. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I took it off the stream. I was like, wait, it should have gone. Okay. So, yeah. No, Parappa's solid. I love working with Parappa. The joke is he raised me because he helped me out with my first ever promo as Maze Hughes before that ALA when I won the End of the Vault. So, it's funny as hell. Next up, where's my Night 2 list? Because I accidentally got rid of it. Oh, Jaime, it's you.
It's you.
You.
I'm the last one.
You're the last
final
one.
The final entrant. The final entrant.
The last melon. So, I introduced this new character that made his debut at Anime LA to the glorious disappointment of the crowd because they really hate this character. And they were really expecting Spicy Burrito. And the thing about this character is that he's basically the neighbor from hell. He's the president of your local HOA. I have a clipboard from work that I use for this. I print out HOA violations catered to every con that I go to. So far, 2. So ALA had its own unique violation sheet, and Fanime had its own unique violation sheet. And as I walk into the crowd, I throw them out. I walk into Tacos putting on the Ritz, which keeps with the food theme of the original song being Spicy Chorizo.
Is that the name of that song? I always just called it Chorizo Burrito.
It honestly, the name of the song I believe is just Chorizo, because the lyrics are in Spanish, and it's basically like a Spanish cover. It's so weird, but the lyrics are about basically somebody wanting chorizo in their burrito, and falling in love with the concept. And at ALA, it was really fun to shatter people's expectations that they would be seeing Spicy Burrito. Right, I came out clean shaven. This is 1 week of me not shaving. It goes back so fast. But yeah, it's basically just me. Like this, I talk normally like this, maybe with a little bit less of an accent, right? I slow down
Dude,
my
stop, that's
speech.
so
I'm
bad
very
sounding.
methodical, very holier than thou, and I basically just rip into the crowd. The purpose of my character is to get as many boos as I can because my character doesn't really have a lot of deep lore. It's more about I'm coming in to challenge the CWF for the belt because I don't want people to have fun. Right? I'm going to litigate the CWF into submission and to an extent Lasheda, and then ruin the fun by shutting down the panel. And ultimately, that's the goal of my character every single time. It's why I come back, right? I wasn't able to do it at ALA, so then I came back to Fanime to, run the gauntlet again. And that was my motivation as a character, was to litigate. And again, just like a real HOA, they're assholes and they're unrelenting and nobody likes them. Nobody likes to be a part of them. So I embody that for people, and I want them to vent their frustration, their hate on this character, because that's just the cherry on top for me. To go a little bit into how I constructed this promo for the character, I obviously knew that the Glorious Omni was champion as Shadow. I didn't really want to attack the lore of Shadow or really go into the gaming aspect of it, because my character doesn't care about that. In fact, they're probably the least knowledgeable wrestler on the roster. I will never know where people are from or what they do or what's so special about them. I basically am hitting them at the show, and I decided to make the character a tad bit more, to say, racist at this show.
Okay, I actually wanted to ask you about that. So was that your plan, or was that because the crowd started just calling you a racist?
So they only started saying it when I emphasized your color, which was
Yes.
black, because I was like,
true.
you don't have your animal this black hedgehog
Okay.
on a leash.
So-
And they're like, ooh, that's racist. Racist.
Okay, so that was planned.
That was planned, and
Okay.
it went according to plan. So I'm like, all right, great.
You're
They hate it.
monster.
And then I brought out the I always have a measurement tool, and this is a real tool that was provided me to at work. It's a collapsible little measuring stick, and I took it out of my back pocket and I go up to Shadow, right, to the Glorious Omni, and I measure him from his knee up, and I'm like, Lashada, and he's not neutered? That's gonna be another violation.
That was so. Wasn't that?
Remember, folks,
Was that
spay and
round-
neuter your pets.
Wasn't that round 2?
That was
That was round 2.
That was in round 2, but in round one,
That was still funny as fuck though.
It's mostly me, right, being litigious, calling out the color of the hedgehog, right, saying I'm gonna do violations, right. I slam my clipboard onto the desk, throw the violation into Lashada's face, and say, okay, you have until the end of the round to comply, right? Just like all real HOA violations, they give you a time limit. You have X amount of time to respond before we fine you. That's kind of what I went to, and people were yelling, saying all sorts of stuff. I'm pointing at the crowd, flipping them off, doing all sorts of stuff. It was magical.
It was
And
wonderful.
I love
was
that the
good.
crowd understands that. That's not really me as a person. I definitely am not. It's definitely not who I am as outside of the show either. It's just a character, folks, and we do it for the fun.
Yes. For the fun.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
All right, and that's
And-
oh, go ahead. Are you done?
And that, well, I'm done, but
Okay. So I
you
was
came
gonna
up
say-
after that.
I was gonna, and that concluded round 1. Again, as you could tell by like our excitement during this entire hour and 15 minutes we were supposed to cap this at 2 hours. Thank you for sticking around for those so long. This is gonna be the record for the longest podcast we've done.
It is. But there's so much to talk about.
It is. It's Fanimania, baby. But no. So then round 2 came up. Let's see. I think there was 8 people. So, Persona Joker made it up. Blackbeard, Jamie Gomes, American Goku, The Stig, Cheeton, Helltaker.
Helltaker.
Yeah, Helltaker made it. Carl Weezer. And I think that's it. Oh, and technically Jack Garland.
Chaos.
Technically Jack Garland.
Chaos.
Okay, we're running really long on time, so there's only a couple people that I want to that I want to hit. Let's start off with Jack Garland. Actually, did you clip that?
It was actually G who clipped it. So yeah.
It was clipped,
So,
right?
yeah, I want to it's actually on the Twitch channel, but so my thing for Jack Garland also, because he has to fight Chaos, if he hears somebody else say Chaos, it's gonna trigger him. So he's a little kind of unhinged. So Hiki got up and talked about how round 1 was filled with a lot of chaos, and that triggered Jack. Jack storms onto the stage, glaring at Hiki, and decks him, saying he doesn't give a fuck who he is. And and then Lashada disqualifies him because it wasn't because he knocked out Hiki.
Nobody
the
cares
crowd
that he
loved
knocked.
it.
Nobody cares that he knocked out Hiki.
Nah, it was Jack using the one F-bomb that was that was supposed to that cannot be broken in a PG-13 show. But
so funny.
we kind of all just did it anyways afterwards, so whatever.
Right. So, I I don't want to go over everybody's round 2 promos. Everybody's round 2 promos is basically just kind of like attacking me and stuff like that. But there's 2 in particular that I want to touch up on. And if there's any that you guys want to do, by all means. The first one is Daniel's American Goku. Because that was one of the most unhinged promos. I was not expecting that from Daniel's portrayal of American Goku. And I was rewatching the show, and it clicked. Did you guys catch that his round 2 American Goku promo was the heel John Cena promo from freaking this year?
Yes. No.
No. So I was listening to it, and he's all like, for 25 years, I've tried to do this, and it's because of me, that. And I was like, wait, that's you absolute mad lad. Obviously, it wasn't like a word-for-word reimagining, but it was the same vibe of that promo. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that initially, but holy crap, it was such an unhinged promo. So shout-outs for him. He's an absolute mad lad for pulling that off. I loved his round 2 promo. It was so good. And the second one I want to talk about is Joker again, because there's a story behind this. So Joker made it to round 2. And so the big thing that I've been using with Shadow the Hedgehog is Shadow loves Latinas, because obviously, right? But I hadn't mentioned that yet. The crowd had, in my intro promo, I hadn't mentioned that. Joker, Reagan, this absolute mad lad, had another persona waiting for me in round 2. Talking about the freaking Latinas thing. He's like, well, let's hear from a real Latina. I'm kind of like, all right, who did you get? The persona is Brazilian Miku. And I was like, oh, this son of a bitch is going right for the jugular. All right. And then Brazilian Miku starts talking. And I'm like, wait, no. Then Reagan comes into my, comes up on stage while I'm watching. And he's like, that's Jen, by the way. And I'm just like, you son of a bitch. This man. So my wife, Jen Go, she's right here in the chat. I love you, but I'm mad at you. This mad lad, she has a very thick Latin accent, which, yeah. So I heard the voice. I was like, wait, is that? And then he confirms it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. He got my wife to voice Brazilian Miko. He turned her against me. He's a monster. Oh, I was legitimately like, man, I was like, how dare you? How dare you? Like, so after he finished up the whole promo, and I grabbed him by the freaking thing, and I pulled him, like I said in his ear, because I was trying not to break in character, and I was like, you're a fucking genius, and I kind of pushed him away. It was so good. I wanted so bad for him to make it to the finals, because I know what his plan for the finals is. I'm not going to talk about it, but I know what happened, and it was, you thought that was good. What he had for round 3 was even better. I'm just going to say this. If he would have made it to round 3, he would have won, not me. But it was incredible. I can't believe the absolute mad lad, the work that he went into to put all this together. It was great. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it.
Glorious, even. Glorious.
One might say glorious. But yeah, those are the 3 that I wanted to touch up on. Was Jack, American Goku, and Persona 5 Joker. Like I said, everyone who did round 2 promo did freaking stellar. Like, this was Fanimania, the best of the best. If you were on round 2, you pulled out an S++ promo, even with round 2 as well. But yeah. Oh, somebody kept the HOA letter that you threw at him.
Somebody kept it?
Yes! Love to see it. You know what? Take a picture of it and tag CWF Network on Twitter, on X, Twitter. Yep. It's great.
We're not calling it X.
I know. I'm trying to be professional. I'm bad at it, though. So, round 2 happens. round 2 happens, and Carl Weezer is what makes it to the finals. I don't know. I'd actually like to hear, because I can give you my perspective from like being up there, but I want your guys' kind of like perspective on the promo as well.
So, for Carl Weezer, right?
Yes. Well, just for everything.
Okay.
Like the full back and forth, if you want.
I would say that I think Carl's ability to keep up the voice was starting to hurt his promo. It's a very tough voice to keep up, especially for 3 rounds, and most of us got a very wide breadth of a full promo, right? Like we were doing 5 minutes, like or more in some cases, and I could tell that it was starting to strain for him, so he was doing a little bit less with the character. And I think that's what was starting to hurt him in his promo delivery. He also was really wanting to get the aspect of the waifu pillow over, with the crowd, which they were already into. And I think where it started to truly go more in your favor was he's not dealing with a real lady, right? And you brought out the concept of Latinas, real Latinas, and there's one thing that beats the other: tangible Latinas in your hand, waifu pillow. You're always going to go with the other one in most cases. In most cases, I will say, I ain't king shaming, but like it's basically at that point it's out degenning the other person, and that was your ace, right? You took off the coat, you showed your true colors in a sense, right? And you spun this from like, oh, that's cringe, to like, embrace the Latinas. It really brought it forward, and it basically, in my head, right, as I was watching this, I was like, yeah, Maria who? Like, it don't matter, man. It don't matter.
Maria's my sister, you sick freak.
Yeah, that again, like I told you leading up to the episode, that was what resonated with me the entire night. Just the stare down. It's like, oh, Maria's my sister, you sick fuck.
Did I say fuck or did I say freaks? I tried to say freak, but I don't know what I said.
I thought you said you sick fuck.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think you said sick fuck.
I was not my intent to say, because I was trying to abide by the one fuck bomb rule, and I didn't want to break it again.
Look, we all broke it after Jack did it, okay? So it's fine.
Look, man, I didn't want to piss off Lashada. She's technically my boss. Oh man, no, that's the one. I'm all about ship shadow with fucking whoever. But that's the one. I'm just kind of like. Personally, I know people do. It's whatever. So my thing is, I think Carl worked incredible as a first round, decent as a second round, but I don't think he really had a lot of clapbacks too much. I think, in my opinion, I think that's kind of where he faltered a little bit. He was a great meme character, but not a great like attacking character. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's also the caveat of a lot of the meme characters, is that they get a lot of hype, they get a lot of crowd reaction, a lot of heat, really, right? Like a lot of momentum going into their second round, and for a lot of them, they're like, I didn't expect to get this far.
Yeah,
right? Like they're like, well, but I'm happy to be here. Like, let's try to keep it going, and and I think that's what it was happening. And again, that voice is very hard to keep up consistently without dipping back into your normal speaking voice, because it's high pitched, and then eventually you just start talking like this at the end of the day. Because it's hard. It's really hard, and also a lot of the Carl Weezer as a character probably wouldn't engage in that same type of clackbacks that Shadow would be used to, right? It's not coming from a character that's trying to, punch down to him. It's coming from a character that's kind of sidestepping that and just saying like, "Hey man, I'm here for a good time, not a long time," kind of thing.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I can't do a Carl.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
It's so hard. He did it really good too, and trying to hold on to that for that entire time could not have been easy. Like, I know his soldier voice kind of slipped out a little bit, but keeping that Carl voice had to be really difficult, man. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah.
And just so you guys know, I was not planning on using Latinas for this show.
Oh.
So if you notice, like, I still wore the shirt I wore the shirt as like a just in case, but like if you notice, during my first round promo, during my champion promo, and during all my clapbacks, I didn't mention Latinas not once.
Right.
As soon as I hit the stage, though, the crowd started chanting, and I'm like, well, because I wasn't sure, because everything I heard about the everything that I heard about the Fanime crowd was they want less memes, more like they want a promo, they want like a wrestling promo and something. So I'm all like, okay, so we're gonna do this. That's why if you notice at CCR I didn't use Latinas, and I lost. So maybe I should have. But
I mean, you did set me up for that amazing clapback.
I fucked that up so bad. But no, but that's why so when I came up with my first round promo, like I didn't script it like I normally do, but I had a general idea. That's why I just kind of avoided it, because I wanted to kind of read the crowd, but the crowd willed it into existence. So I'm like, well, I have to at some fucking point. So I don't got a choice, and I'm like, well, you know what? Fucking round 2, I'll drop the nuke because I'm fighting Carl fucking Weezer. How can I fight this meme with a bigger meme?
Yeah, and it worked.
So, right. So it was fun.
To the chat, actually, in the past, we have had some of our cast members participate in some wrestling matches. So there is sometimes actual wrestling involved. I mean, Omni took a stunner.
I did take a stunner.
Yep.
And Maze Hughes has not been seen since.
Yep.
Did ride that more gay shit chant. Dude, I was loving the more gay shit chant. I was so happy with the more gay. I'm like, you know what? Let's go. Like, the funny part about it is, like, playing Shadow, everybody always tries to, like, lean into, oh, well, you're a furry. And, you know what? I'm all like, yo, I'm going to lean into that. Like, look. I have a hot Latina wife. You can say whatever you want. I will lean into it because I have that much confidence sitting right next to it, all right? I have a hot Latina wife.
I love it.
Oh, man. See? But yeah, no, it was cool. So I went into this show expecting to lose both belts back to back. That only came half true. Jaime took the Supernova Championship belt for me. Very nice. Congratulations. I was not expecting to retain, and I did. I was not prepared.
I mean, I had to tell you, you fought good. Fight harder.
I
Fight
know.
harder.
I'm just a little teaser. ALA will be a very interesting show, to say the least. Because I know a couple things that's going to happen, and it's going to be wild. Oh, man.
Gonna be one hell of a party!
Absolutely. Y'all, they have been listening to us talk for almost 3 hours. I think we need to cut this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So, Fanimania. Killer fucking show. My first Fanimania, actually. Never been to Fanimania before. It was great. I had a lot of fun. Super chill con. Incredible show. The best of the best fucking performers. It was great. I had a lot of fun. And not just because I won. I loved it.
And remember, chat, he broke the streak.
He broke the streak.
Oh, Glitch, you caught that. What I said? Yeah, I said and Latinos too. leaned over to Jaime and said, "This feels very nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it."
Yeah, because he did say that. I was like, hey, that's me.
You know what? Hey, listen. The crowd wanted gay shit. I'm here to give them gay shit.
More gay shit. More gay
More
shit.
gay shit.
Hey, you know what? You know what prompted that was because you did grab Joker.
Yeah, I
to
did.
mean it, to tell him that.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
kiss, 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 kiss.
I was like, fuck, man. So yeah, no, it's a ton of fun. Love to be a part of it. Jaime, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, brother.
Thank you for having me.
No worries, no worries. We'll get you on for your actual interview episode at some point in the future. At some point, I think Azure, the next show we're gonna try to do the Comic-Con Revolution and SakuraCon recap next, right?
Yeah.
So
For podcast episodes, but for our next live show, it's gonna be one raunchy party, ladies and gentlemen, because in a couple of weeks we got Hentai Matsuri.
More gay shit. More gay shit.
More gay
More
shit.
gay shit.
More gay shit. More gay shit. Yeah.
He's got the finger of power, and I give that an up. A golden up.
Jaime, do you have any social medias for yourself you want to tag?
Sure. I don't have many. I do have an Instagram. Let me actually read it off because it's a long one. I honestly should shorten it, but it is Mr. _ Satan _ AKA _ the _ champ. That's me.
Okay.
I would like to say that that's currently false advertising because Mr. Satan is not currently the champion, and he should change that to either former champ or Supernova champ. Thank you.
Tad down, soldier.
No.
Oh man. Azure, what about you, my boy?
So for me, you can find me on Twitch for Azure Mage 422. You see it on screen. I try to stream. I do retro games, fighting games, rhythm games. Twitter, you can find me at. Hold on, I gotta look at my name again because I changed it. CWF Azure Mage or Azure Mage CWF, and Instagram, I don't use Instagram that much, so don't even bother. you're better off finding me on Twitch and Twitter. So yeah.
You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Blue Sky, the Glorious Omni. Just as a favor, don't post any. If you ever take pictures of me with Con, as far as Twitter and Blue Sky, don't tag me in those because I use those for my VTuber. And I know I'm bad at staying anonymous because my fucking tag is right there, but I'm trying my best. You can also find me on Instagram at Stormwind Cosplay. There is a The Glorious Omni on Instagram. It is me. I no longer have access to that account. So, yeah.
Yep.
Jaime, thank you for joining us for the longest episode of the CWF podcast. We will probably we'll probably match this with a future 2-night show and the thing. It was great having you. Azure, my boy!
My boy!
My boy!
My boy!
My boy! My boy! My boy! We are the CWF Backstage Podcast. Thank you for stepping on backstage and checking us out. Well, you know what? We'll see you guys at Hentai Matsuri. We'll see you later.
Peace, everybody.